I am David.
And I'm Rachel.
Welcome to Leisure Bit. And today we're coming to you from Matlock and the Duke William pub where we're staying over. Might even take a ride up to the Heights of Abraham. Let's go and take a look around.
Leisure Bit is the way to go with David, Rachel and Roxy. Let's hit the road and explore.
We pick up our journey here just arriving at the Duke William in Matlock. We're going to take a right up Church Street and the pub is just on the left. However, as we can see there, it's a very tight turning, especially for larger vehicles. So we were recommended to turn around up here, come back down and then pull in, turning right, which we're doing now.
Asks all visitors to the campsite to report into the pub before pitching.
We chose the Duke William in Matlock because of its convenient location for some of the places we wanted to visit.
So it was $27.50 for the two of us for one night, including electric hookup. And we also had a carvery in the pub and also went for a drink too, which was very pleasant. And dogs were allowed in the bar area of the pub. We were on a hard standing just at the end of the pub car park, but there is the campsite, which is just behind us there. Worth noting, you can hear the church bells ringing overnight. It chimes on the half hour and on the hour. It didn't bother us. I always find it quite soothing actually being able to hear the clock chiming.
How beautiful was that? It's not very often you hear church bells chiming anymore. The owner of the pub did say to us that during lockdown there was nobody to keep the bells going, and so it felt silent, and she said the whole village was really upset by it. This is the camping field behind the pub. There are electrical hookups. Point to note that it does get very, very wet, and a few people must have churned the field up. So we decided to park in the car park in the hard standing rather than risk or try the field. The owners of the pub were really, really good, and they said if you're in a campervan, you could go on the field if you wanted, but recommend staying in the car park. This is the entrance into the field. As you can see, it's quite churned up. And the waste and recycling are also in this field.
So we've got waste and recycling here.
This gate leads through to the toilets. This is the beer garden at the back of the pub. Quite a nice arbour area here with lots of picnic benches and umbrellas. Just through the beer garden is a door which says toilets. Inside there are 3 rooms. There's 2 showers with toilets and 1 separate toilet that open 24 hours a day. Just give you a quick look in. Shower room and toilet. Sunday carvery, $12.95. We had that and it was absolutely beautiful. It does get very busy. They're closed for food on a Monday but open Tuesday to Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And the prices are tents per person. Per night it's £10, and campervan, caravan and trailer tents is also £10 per person per night.
Anyway, let's go for a wander.
Just opposite the pub's the church.
There's the parish church of St Giles in Matlock. We're going to take a left at the end of the road here. Nice little park on the way down here.
Ooh, where's the duck gone? Here it is.
Bowling club there. And what park would be complete without a bandstand? Little cafe behind, and there's toilets as well. River Derwent there. So now at Matlock Station.
It's worth checking the running times of the trains before getting a ticket. In this instance, I'd got the ticket and then ended up having to walk along, but it was nice to see the steam train and the old coaches in the station. We use it later on, which you'll see in the following video.
Here I am, arriving at Matlock Bath. The last time I was here, I was 18, so looking forward to a look around.
I wanted to visit the Heights of Abraham, and you take a cable car up to the top, which looked really interesting. It was also quite windy, so it'd probably make for an interesting ride up. As I was on foot, I crossed the bridge here, headed under the railway tunnel, and then that takes you up to the Heights of Abraham, where you can catch the cable car. I believe the cars take up to 6 people in each one. At the time I visited in September 2023, the cost for an adult was £27.50, and for a child it was £20. There was some discount available. The attendant allocates people to the different cars. I was lucky and got a car on my own, and the cars move round slowly and you board them as they're moving around. Let's get in the car now, and then we can go up to the Heights of Abraham.
Here we are on the cable car, swinging around in the wind, going up to the Heights of Abraham. Probably hear the wind in the background there. Down that way we've got Matlock Bath. Heading up now, it's slightly sway, ride up.
Now I need you to forgive me for the pain I caused you. Rain will wash away the sadness in our hearts. Lights will guide us to a place.
Here we are now, arriving at the top.
Now, tell me why we have to hit the ground when it's easier to fly higher, higher, Why do we have to fall back down? Hold my hand and I'll take you higher, higher, I'll take you higher.
We're now at the summit of the Heights of Abraham. Originally opened in 1787 as a savage garden, the Heights is a unique hilltop park with guided underground cavern tours, some historical exhibitions, and as well as other facilities and things to see and do. It also offers some magnificent views of Matlock Bath, Matlock and the Derbyshire Dales. There's a number of places where you can get food, snacks and drinks. This one was really nice and had really fantastic views overlooking the valley.
Well, here we are, the amphitheatre.
There's plenty of facilities for children as well and a fantastic play area here. Here's one of the exhibitions. You can go in and have a look around. I decided to go on a cave tour.
Right, okay, so good afternoon everybody. Thank you, like it. So my name is Steve. So I'm going to be your guide as we go underground. We are going into the Great Masson Cavern. It is an old lead mine. We're going to be covering about half a mile, which doesn't sound too bad, does it? But half of that is underground. The ground bit is going to involve some tunnels. Those tunnels go down to about 5 feet. So we're not crawling around on our hands and knees or squeezing through holes or anything like that, but you might have to go like that a bit. As a general rule, I would say stand behind a tall person. If they duck, then you duck, and if they go out, then you duck a bit lower. What else have we got? We have 175 steps. But don't worry, because only 159 of those are going up. Right, okay, let's go this way and see what happens, yeah? Matlock Bath actually is well known for being a bit of a seaside resort, but there is a little bit more to it than that, because surrounding us everywhere we go today, all of this rock, this was all formed once at the bottom of a tropical ocean. Now this is limestone. Now the perfect conditions for limestone to be formed were about 350 million years ago, in the Carboniferous period. When you've got a lot of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, these are all important elements that are used to create limestone. You've also got lots of sea creatures swimming about in the ocean. They're all made of calcium, because limestone is calcium carbonate. So that's calcium from all of the shellfish settling on the bottom of the ocean, and then carbon and oxygen from the carbon dioxide. So you can see here the shiny rock between my fingers there. This is called galena. It is particularly shiny, isn't it? Yes, galena is a Greek word that means shiny rock. And it's where we get the name Helen or Helena. So if you're called Helen, you're named after a shiny rock, which is nice. But it is also lead sulfide. So you're also named after a highly toxic lump. Now it is only potentially toxic. In this form, in the form of galena, it's actually perfectly safe. It's safe in the same way that sodium chloride is safe. So sodium, quite bad. Chlorine, definitely avoid that. But sodium chloride, stick it on your chips. There you go, because that is table salt. Now lead is a very important material, of course. The Romans used it. The Romans actually found quite a lot of it in Derbyshire. Even some of the stuff they took back to Rome. Yeah, it's stuff that they found in Derbyshire. They used it to create the first plumbing systems. Yes, out of plumbum, which is of course the Latin for lead. Now the Romans went a little bit further, because they found that if they ground lead down into a powder, they could sprinkle it on their food and it'd make everything taste nice. Yes, it's a natural sweetener. Who knew? Well, the Romans did. Have you noticed how there's no Roman Empire anymore? Yeah, so we do actually think that their consumption of lead was a major factor in the decline of the Roman Empire. So there we go. Lessons to be learned, perhaps? I don't know. Sediment would have been full of galena, so John just basically starts digging it out. Galena is not the only mineral down here. We also have lots and lots of calcite. You can see over here we have a geode of calcite. Calcite is very sparkly. All these little bits that you see sparkling on the floor, they're all little fragments of calcite. And that's actually, that glittery sort of powder is added to white paint and used to draw the white lines on the road. We can also see, possibly now as the light starts to show you, the elephants in the room. You'll see here This is like a trunk, and then that is the head. And then as the light changes from green, and there you can see it, hopefully you can anyway. So trunk, head, forehead, there we go. Directly below the elephants, we have an area here. Now when I take the light away from this, you should be able to see a face. Yes, possibly like a big cat. And then up here, finally, before we open to the last bit, another bit of calcite that we like to call Mick Jagger's lips. Right, so follow on behind and I'll be last.
Oh, there's a roof there.
For some reason, all of this area has these fossils all protected and nowhere else as far as we can see, so there we go. Have a lovely rest of your day at the Heights and thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, Vinicas.
After the tour, there was an absolutely fantastic view across the Dales.
Cracking underground tour there. Being tall, had to duck a bit. Definitely worth a look in there. There was 20% discount with the Tramway Museum or with the illuminations for this evening. I think it's worth it. Been a nice afternoon poking around.
After the tour of the mine, there's a reasonable walk back down to the main area of the complex. Just wandering through there now, you can see some of the other bits and some of the things we saw on the way up. And I'm now going to head for the cable car station to make my way back down.
So the cable cars back aren't running due to the high wind, so I have to walk down.
Just before we head down, it's probably worth pointing out that you can bring your dog with you and you can take the dog up on the cable car, obviously if it's running. However, dogs aren't allowed in the underground tours and there are some designated dog walks.
Nice little shelter there. It's called the Summer House, built in 1801. See there, temporary closure of cable cars. Carry on heading down.
On the way down, I called in at the Tavern, which as well as refreshments had a wide range of gifts. There was also another underground tour which you could take from here.
So this way around to the way out. Got myself a cup of coffee. There we go, we're now down onto the road. Just carried on that path opposite, just a little bit further, and it looks like it's coming out now down onto the road just ahead there. Head down this path now into Matlock Bath. Coming down to the bottom now and onto the main bit of Matlock Bath. Missed the train, so walking back saves waiting an hour, about 45 minutes back up to the site. A bit of a shortcut this way. At the church again. The Duke William campsite.
Don't forget to join us on the next one, where we continue our journey and spend the evening at the Matlock Bath illuminations. Absolutely amazing.
So Rachel, what have you thought of the Duke William in Matlock?
I've enjoyed it. The carvery was absolutely delicious yesterday. The campsite is nice and peaceful and quiet. I had a really good night's sleep. I think the campsite is quite expensive for staying in a pub car park, but in saying that, balanced off the location, and actually it was a really nice peaceful night's stay. What about you?
I think the other thing on that one is you have got the facilities like rubbish, toilets, showers, electric hookup and things like that, which you don't normally get parking in a pub car park. But albeit still, I think £10 per person plus £7.50 for electrics, that was £27.50 in total. So, but again, its location, it was handy. You could walk. I walked, as you'll have seen, to the heights of Abram. I think it's been a nice place to visit. Thank you for watching.
Hope you've enjoyed it.
Catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.